Are you ready for a full body push workout that's gonna take you to the next limit? I'm Coach Ryan, and this is episode 2 of Sweat and Base. Welcome back to Sweat and Base, where we put out a weekly fitness show, not only getting in some great workouts, but also having some fun while doing it. Before we get into this warm up here, if you learn anything today or you have fun doing it, make sure you like and subscribe. Really helps us out. To begin with here for our warm up, we're gonna be doing a 4-minute warm up starting with some sumo squats. For your sumo squats, you're gonna stand just a little bit about shoulder width apart or wider. I like to go a little bit wider. I think it feels a little bit nicer on those hips. Then from there, we're gonna go down into a sumo squat, thinking about pushing those knees out to the side. 10 reps here. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Then from there, we're gonna go into our hip flexor rocks. For hip flexor rocks, you're gonna go down like in a lunging position, but we're gonna keep that knee planted on the ground. This is a little bit of a mobility stretch. Then from there, we wanna get that chest nice and tall. You're then gonna lean forward, pushing that hip into the ground, and then coming back up to neutral. And push your hip into the ground, into neutral. We're thinking about getting that hip flexor here. So that hip flexor is gonna run basically right along that hip bone, if on the front of your body. I really feel it from about mid-thigh region up into almost a little bit of that stomach. There we go, one more on this side. And good, we'll switch to that other side now. These are really good, especially if you have an office job, you're sitting all day. A lot of times those hip flexors get really tight. So I love doing hip flexor rocks to help when I'm sitting down in a chair, maybe editing videos or just relaxing. Sometimes you get really tight out of that chair, and doing these hip flexor rocks are a really great way to help loosen yourself back up again. And last one here, perfect. Since this is a full body push day, we're gonna be doing some Ys, Ts, and As. So you're gonna make sure you have enough room around you. We're gonna be lying flat on the ground, going into our Ys first. So we have our arms out in front of us like a Y shape. Then from there, I'm going to lift my arms straight up overhead and then gently set them back on the ground. Big thing on this one is we are making sure we're moving through those shoulder blades, not through the lower back. So you see you lifting up like this, move just through those shoulder blades for those 10 reps, which is right now. Good. Then we're gonna do the same thing, but for our Ts. So for our Ts, arms are gonna go straight out to the side, like an airplane here. And then same thing, trying to lift those arms up nice and slowly. For this one as well, try to think about pinching a pencil between the shoulder blades on your back. I think that's a really great mental cue to help visualize what you're doing here. And 10, good. Final one we're gonna do into our A's, thumbs down to the ground, and then same thing, just moving through those shoulders, not trying to move through the lower back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Awesome. Let's get back up. We got about a minute left here. We're gonna do some more sumo squats. So again, having those feet fairly wide, going down, reaching that butt into the ground. Really think about trying to push those knees out. You don't want those knees to be collapsing in on any squat. Essentially on these sumo squats, we're trying to get into that, sumo stance. So get those sumo, or get those legs out, those knees out, so we can get into that deep sumo squat. I wasn't really counting, so that will be 10. I love it. Then from there, we'll do some final hip flexor rocks. We'll do 5 on each side to even it out here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Awesome. Got 17 seconds left. Let's just get some jumping jacks in. Get that heart rate up a little bit. Take a little too long to do all those Ys, Ts, and As. To the end here. Perfect. So let's get into this workout. Today is going to be a EMOM push full body day. A lot of words. Don't worry, this is pretty simple and straightforward. What EMOM stands for is every minute on the minute. So how that's gonna work, for example, let's say my EMOM is 15 jumping jacks. I'm gonna have 1 minute to complete 15 jumping jacks, and the remainder of that minute is going to be my rest time. So if I get those jumping jacks done in 15 seconds, I'll have that 45 seconds left for rest before that second round starts. So it's pretty straightforward. The nice thing about this is as we go, you're gonna get more tired. So it might take longer to do the exercise, which then makes it a little bit less rest time, which makes it a little tougher. So it's kind of cool. It means this workout does ramp up as we go. So don't feel like if it's too easy at first, that you're like, man, this isn't really doing anything. It will. You just gotta give it some time, let that lactic acid build up, and you really start feeling it, especially near the end. So for this EMOM today, we're going to have 3 stations. In each station, we'll do 2 rounds. So we'll start with that first exercise, then go into the second exercise, then the third, and then we'll go back up to the first, second, third, then we'll move on to that next station. So only 3 stations today. It's not gonna be a super long workout, but it will be fast moving because of these EMOMs. For the first station here, we're gonna have our chest and tri station. So we're gonna be doing a floor press. You're gonna need some dumbbells today. It's the only equipment we will need today is just some dumbbells. What's great about that is we can utilize them in a lot of different exercises for the day. Start out with that floor press, back flat on the ground, coming down like we're doing a chest press on a bench, and then away. We will have 10 reps of these guys. Then from there, we're gonna drop one of those dumbbells. We're gonna go into an overhead tricep extension. So for that overhead tricep extension, you're gonna have that dumbbell behind your head, like so. And then from there, I'm gonna think about squeezing my elbows up, squeezing those triceps, and then come back down. Get squeezed triceps and back down. You will have 12 of those guys. And then from there, we will go into our hand release push-ups. For the hand release push-up, it's a standard push-up. We're going down to the ground. We're then gonna release that tension in our chest by releasing that hand and then push away. Release, push away. That's gonna be station 1, our chest and tri station. Station 2, we're gonna have our goblet squats. So we're gonna grab one of our dumbbells again. From there, it's gonna be a standard squat. We're gonna think about pushing those knees out and then standing tall. Feet about shoulder width apart. We will have 10 reps of those guys today. Then from there, we're gonna make sure we have enough room, go into those curtsy lunges. We're gonna stand nice and tall. I'm then gonna do like a curtsy. I'm gonna curtsy lunge down. Try to touch that knee to the ground or just about, and then stand up tall in between. Curtsy lunge down, stand tall. Back and forth here for 12 reps total, or basically 8 reps on each side. So that's gonna be 16 reps total here. And then finally, we will have that heel tap. We're gonna stand nice and tall for this. We're gonna stand on one leg, so it's gonna create a little bit of instability. Then from there, I'm gonna think about pushing that knee forward on that leg that's up, tap that heel in front of me, and stand nice and tall. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it will be a quad burner, and I'll get into more details why it's a great movement in a little bit. Then from there, station 3 will be our shoulders and core section. Well, that half kneeling shoulder press. So we're kneeling flat on the ground. Wherever knee is down, we're gonna have that dumbbell in the opposite side. So left knee up, excuse me. That means the right hand is gonna be up, pressing straight up overhead, return to neutral, overhead, return to neutral. Then we're gonna go into those side delt raises. You're gonna need a little bit of a lighter dumbbell with these, or you can just grab a plate for them. We're gonna stand nice and tall, arms straight out to the side, and return back to neutral. Then finally, we have our jackknives. These are tough. They are a very good core movement though. We're laying flat on our backs. Then from there, arms straight up overhead, reach up to the toes, touch, and come back down, touch, and back down. Awesome. Hope that's all making sense to you. Take a quick second before we begin here, and then I'm gonna get that timer going. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy started in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. We're gonna have that floor press. We got a minute to complete these 10 reps. Laying flat on our back. From there, we're gonna allow those elbows come down, touch the ground, and push away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. One thing on the floor press here, we are trying to make sure we're doing this as similar as a chest press, or a bench press, excuse me. So when you're doing that chest bench press, you wanna make sure those elbows are not flaring straight out to the side. We wanna bring them in kind of a 45-degree angle. Not super close, but about that 45-degree angle, touching right there, and then pressing away. Perfect. Then from there, we're gonna go in those overhead triceps extensions. Get right here, we got about 5 seconds. Alrighty, on the timer, let's get it. Overhead tricep extensions, 12 reps of these guys. Lifted straight up overhead. Big thing on these guys, make sure that you're keeping those elbows in. So we don't wanna be flaring those elbows out too wide. Try to think about squeezing your head with your elbows while you're doing these. 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally 12, good. So again, on those guys there, you really do want to think about squeezing those elbows in. If you flare them out too much, we're not gonna hit the side of the tricep we want. That tricep, when you're thinking about squeezing it, that tricep muscle runs right here. It kind of looks like a horseshoe is what you're trying to hit there. So we want to keep those elbows in because then we're gonna work the larger head of that tricep, which is what's gonna help us build strength in those triceps, which is a great help for other exercises in the future. All right, 5 seconds into those hand release push-ups. Same thing on these hand release push-ups. Don't let those elbows go out too wide. Come down to the ground, release, and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Perfect. Point of the hand release is we're taking that tension completely off those arms and that chest. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but it's also great because it helps us learn how to actually properly push away from the ground, not just try and use momentum to bounce off of the ground. I love them. If you need to as well, feel free to do them on your knees. That's totally fine, especially as you're getting tired for these. No shame in ever doing any of these exercises in a little bit easier manner. Awesome. Woo! We got 5 seconds here. Make sure you're grabbing water during the breaks while I'm yip-yapping if you need to. All right, floor press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Whew. If I'm going too fast for you, that's fine. Feel free to slow these reps down a little bit. I don't expect you to necessarily keep up 100% with me. Just make sure you're keeping within the protocol of the timer. That's kind of my biggest thing. We're trying to limit that rest time to these, about half a minute, 45 seconds, somewhere in there. Or maybe it might only be 10 seconds, in which case, it means you're working hard because it means it's hard. So I like to see it. All right, let's grab that one dumbbell into those overhead tricep extensions. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, squeeze those elbows. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One thing too on that guy as well, make sure you're also not thinking about arching the back too much. Tie up that core, try to bring it down so you're not putting any too much pressure on that lower back. Cool. Finally, for this station, for chest and tries, we'll have those hand release push-ups. Get after it here in about 20 seconds. Then from there, we'll move into our lower body portion for this workout. We also will have a minute in between as well for a rest period. So gives you a little bit more rest as we kind of are going through all these. All right, let's get it. This is that last one here. We got 10 reps on these hand releases. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. I'm gonna do a couple more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Woo, 15. Oh. You don't have to do more. I just always tell myself, if I can, I'm gonna try. Sometimes you gotta know your body. Sometimes you gotta know, hey, I push myself, and sometimes you gotta do a little more. Again, that's entirely up to you. Whew. 10 seconds here, and then like I said, we will also have a minute break in between before we go into that lower body portion of this workout. Don't worry, for those of you who really love that upper body pump, we will be going back and we'll get some shoulders at the end. And trust me, these last 2 exercises combined at the end, you're gonna love, really make those shoulders and those arms feel nice and pumped up, big, whatever you wanna say. All right, whew. Another thing too, if you have any questions, one of the things I want to utilize for this channel is being able to give good information outside of just these workouts. I have 2 years of actual real world experience being an NASM trainer. So I actually do know how to train, and I've trained real clients, and I want to bring that into this format as well. Might not be one-on-one, but if you have a one-on-one question, I will be able to answer it either directly in a comment or in a future video or one of these actual fitness workouts. I can utilize those questions in there as well. All right, let's get it. We got our goblet squat. Woo! 10 of these bad boys, let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. One thing on your goblet squats too, again, don't let those knees collapse in. You really want to think about pushing those knees out to the side as you're doing these bad boys. It's really important on your squats. It's one of the biggest things I learned as I've been working out that helped me a lot, especially help increase my strength and get my numbers nice and high. It's getting sweaty in here. We're gonna get into those curtsy lunges in just a moment. Whew. Guess I didn't need this much rest time. Alrighty. And a 5. Where you get it. Curtsy lunges, 4, 8 on each side, 16th total here. 1, and 1, 2, and 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 4, 5, and 5, 6, and 6, 2 more each side, 7, and 7, 8, and 8. Whew. All right, let's go. Like I said, this workout gets harder and harder as we go. The rest time starts shortening quite a bit because I'm starting to get a little bit more tired. That's why I love this EMOM format. It's really fun. There's a lot of different ways you can utilize it. Doing this kind of triple set as a way, you can do a bunch of different ways. You can do, a set, 10 sets if you want of one exercise. That's something I used to do back in the day when I was bodybuilding. Very similar. I would do it with benching because everyone loves bench. And that's a fun one. All right, let's get to those heel taps. For these heel taps today, again, you're gonna stay on one foot. You're again going to push that knee forward, tap the heel, and stand tall. My goal here is I'm trying to get as low as I can without falling over. These are actually incredibly tough for me. I actually have to get a lot of mental focus in these to do them correctly, especially on my left-hand side. I have very tight ankles, something that I guess thanks mom and dad for them. But it doesn't bother me too much. I figured out ways to kind of get around it to help me get into that range of motion that I need. Perfect. That was 6 on each side. One thing I want to say too, if you have availability to get some blocks like this, a little wedge, or even just a towel, anything to raise your heels up, it's a great thing to do because it actually gives you a little bit more range of motion without having to limit the exercise itself. So again, my heel is lifted on this towel, then from there, I go into that heel tap. But first, we're gonna go into those goblet squats. Let's go, 10 reps here. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Just keep breathing, keep drinking water throughout this whole workout. That's why it's nice too, we do get some little mini breaks in here as we're going. We get into those curtsy lunges. This is kind of the big burner. Again, try to control this movement as much as you can. You don't want to be dropping into it because it's kind of a weird curtsy. It's easy to, but try to control it. Really try to think about moving with control, getting those legs nice and tensed up as you're moving back and forth for these curtsies. Awesome. 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 6, 7 and 7, 8 and 8, 9, 9. Wait a second. All right, I did too many. Stop at 8. Wait a second. All right, sometimes you get into this, you forget where you're at. Only do 8 there. Woo, okay. That's how you know. I always say, I tell people I'm at the gym, I go, hey, you gotta come and talk to me because I'm in workout brain. I am just zoned in and I'm just doing the work. And you know, that's honestly the best thing to do. Kind of get into your own head and just keep it moving. Finally, we do those heel taps. I'm gonna pull out that towel to kind of show you again that little bit for that heel tap. So again, you put that heel on a little bit of an elevated position. You can do it on a plate, you can do it on a book, you can do it on all sorts of stuff. There's something that's nice and sturdy. Isn't gonna be too wobbly for you for this heel tap. This is great for your VMO muscle, which runs right here beside your knee. It's gonna really help strengthen up your knees if you have some weak knees. I kind of have a little bit of a family history of weak knees too. Not too bad, but a little bit. And I've noticed, especially lately, that I've been having some knee issues. So I've been really trying to hammer these bad boys out, and it feels awesome. I really do love these heel taps. And one more, 6. Whew, good, perfect. There we go, station 2 is done. Oh, we're gonna have a few more seconds here, and then we will have a nice minute break as well. Like I said, get some water. We're gonna go into that last station, station 3 here. Again, for this guy, it's gonna be a shoulder and core movements. Last little burr that we got. You're gonna feel it, especially on those side delts here in a second. Whew, all right. I'm gonna grab one dumbbell for this final section. Just need one because we were in that half kneeling position. We will only be having a dumbbell on one side. Remember, if I am kneeling down and my left knee is up, that dumbbell is gonna be in the opposite hand. Breathe nice and deep. Think about controlling that breathing. All right, let's get into this. We got 5 seconds here. Get that weight up. And we got 6 reps on each side. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 4, 5, and 6. Good. Again, another thing on this one as well. Think about bringing those elbows in just slightly. You don't want to be having those elbows flared out too wide. All right, let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. Let's go. You'll see there as well, one thing I like to do at the top of the movement, try to get my elbow to my ear. Not only am I getting that complete extension, I'm also thinking about moving that shoulder in towards the center point in my body. So I'm not just pushing straight out here, I'm pushing in towards that center point of the body. Because there's a little bit more activation on those front delts. All right, we're gonna grab ourselves a little bit lighter dumbbell. If you need to, go ahead and just grab a plate, like a dumbbell plate, or just something that's a little bit of pounds. And these are only 10s, they're not too crazy. You can grab 5 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever you need. Just a little bit of weight on these side delt raises. All right, let's get it. Going out to the side and down. Side and down. Really thing important on these side delt raises. You'll see here, I am not going straight out to the side because what happens is I start tilting up and working those front delts. I want to think about moving so my elbow is lifting up to the sky. 2 more. and 8. Good. So a little bit more detail on that. So you can see here, I gotta bend my elbow just slightly. That's okay, because I'm trying to work that side delt. It runs right here as that side delt cap. So I'm trying to lift that part directly up to the sky. Basically, I want that part parallel to the ground. So going up to the side like this and down, I'm thinking there's a string attached to that elbow as I'm lifting up for that side delt raise. Cool. Let's get ready here. We got those jackknives. Oh, I love these. We have 10 of these guys. Down the ground, arms straight out overhead, legs straight out in front of ya. And let's get it. Reach up, touch the toes, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, good. As you can see on those as well, if you need to, it's fine to drop your legs and your feet to the ground, but also you kind of want to try to keep some tension in those legs or in the core the entire time. So try to see if you can hover your feet about 6 inches off the ground and then start the raise up from there. Whew, all right, we're almost there. It's our last round and then we are done. So going into those shoulder presses here. All right, let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's do 2 more. 7 and 8. Yeah. Woo. And that other side. Up we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woo. There we go. All right, side delt raises now. I'm gonna challenge you. Let's try and see. I don't know, 8 felt a little easy for me. I'm gonna go for 12. Let's try it for our last round here. Got 10 seconds. We can chill a little bit. Alrighty, and let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, come on. Let's get 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can keep going. Woo! Yeah, that's what it's about. Gotta push yourself when you can. Gotta push yourself when you can. You can see here, I don't know if you can see it, I'm sweating up a storm. So we're living by the name of the channel, which is all that matters. All right, we got 10 seconds here, and we'll go into those jackknives for our final exercise. Woo! Let's get it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Jackknives. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, let's do a couple more. 11, 12, 13, 14. Whew. What do you think? 6 more? We can make it a 20. Let's double it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Come on. 6. Woo. Yeah. Nicely done. Holy cow. Oh, that was a workout. Great job, everybody. If you got through that, make sure to like the video. You did a great job today. You should be proud of yourself. This is not an easy one. Like I said, it might feel easy at first, but it really gets spicy, especially near the end there. So go ahead and like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. You got nothing to lose. I won't spam you. I'm trying to put out some really good information and try to answer any questions you got as well. And again, I'm putting out weekly free workout videos. They're gonna be changing all the time. I'm putting some good time and thought into them. So here's my little plea to you. Please go ahead and like that video and subscribe. And we're gonna take a few seconds, kind of get our heart rates down, and we'll get into that cool down to kind of stretch everything out. All right, great job on that workout today. Let's get that heart rate down and we're gonna get into this cool down here. So to begin with, we're gonna be doing some pec scorpions. You will need some room in your room to make these work. So we're gonna be laying flat on the ground. This is a great chest stretch and also really opens up that lower back. I love these. I do them all the time and I show them to pretty much everybody I know. So we're gonna be laying out into a T-pose position. Then from there, I'm gonna bring my heel, so basically my heel on this leg or my left leg, and I'm gonna bring it over to my right arm. Oh, even there, I felt some pops in my back. Kind of self-release, felt awesome. So as you can see, I'm almost trying to touch my hand. You don't have to touch it exactly. You're just reaching towards that point, keeping those arms in that T position the entire time. So you're gonna feel a really good chest stretch right here, as well as, like I said, there might be a little bit of self-releasing in that lower back. Again, I love this movement because of that. It just feels really nice, kind of really opens you up without really like popping or trying to force your back into a position to make it pop. So again, if it doesn't pop, no biggie. That's not the goal, but it just gets some really good rotation in that T-spine. And again, gives us some good stretch in that chest. If you need to sit out a little longer in the position, really hold it to stretch that chest, that's fine too. I just like kind of moving through these at a decent pace. Good. We'll do one more on each side. And good. Awesome. From there, we're gonna go into a couch stretch. So for your couch stretch today, you're gonna need to find either a couch, hence the name, or we're gonna find a wall. So you really just need a wall. You basically just need something to put your foot up on behind you. I'm going to go ahead and use this wall behind me since that'll make it nice and easy. You're gonna get fairly close to the wall. I kind of like sit basically where my feet are touching the wall. And then from there, I'm going to bring that back leg up. If I were you, I would probably not wear shoes so you don't make your parents or significant other angry at you for doing this if you're in a house with them. But then from there, you're gonna see I kind of have that leg in a nice crunch position on that leg as up. And then from there, I'm gonna think about driving those hips forward. You're gonna feel a really good stretch on that hip flexor region and on those quads. These are awesome. And we're gonna hold this here for about 30 seconds. There we go. Breathe nice and slow. Try to really sink that hip into it. And good. And we'll switch to the other side now. Again, up in that kneeling position on one side. Foot will go on the wall behind you or your couch. And then sink into it. There we go. This side you should see a little bit better what I'm talking about. Trying to really keep a nice crunch position on this leg. And then this leg is gonna be stretched on that quad. It's kind of like that quad stretch you do when you're standing up. A lot of people did it in high school. Nice thing about this is it kind of gets rid of that standing portion. You don't have to worry about your balance. You really can just get into that stretch by just pushing those hips into the ground. Nice, good, awesome. Then from there, our last one, we're gonna be doing a pigeon. So I love these pigeons. These are super nice as well. For these, you're gonna start, I like to start in the kneeling position like this. I'm then going to bring one leg forward, so one knee forward, and it's gonna twist. I'm gonna twist that foot towards the inside of my body. Then I'm just gonna sit back into it. You should feel that stretch right here along the outside of that glute in that hip region. If you need to, you can go ahead and kind of pull that leg up. Just don't do it too much. You don't want to be hurting yourself or popping that knee or anything. Then sit nice and tall like this. You're just gonna lean forward. If this is easy for you, go ahead, put those elbows on the ground. They'll be a little bit easier. And if that's even easy, then you could just really try to lay right into it. And we're gonna sit there for about 30 seconds. For some people, this might be really tough. It honestly just depends on your hips and how much that internal rotation you have. So if you can't really get into this position that well, you just need to sit tall, that's fine as long as you're feeling a little bit of a stretch on the outside of that glute. All right, let's go ahead and switch to that other side. Again, I like pull that leg forward just a little bit and then sink down into it. And just nice, deep breaths. Think about trying to push that chest into the ground. And up from there. Good. Awesome. There's our cool down for the day. Hope you're feeling nice and cool down, or probably sweaty like I am. I know I'm about to go take a shower after this. This is a great workout today. Again, you should be proud of yourself for getting through all this. And I will see you next week on Sweat and Base for episode number 3. We'll be doing another EMOM, but this time we're going to be doing more of a pull day. So we're going to be doing pull on the upper and lower body. I'm super excited about the next one too. And remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next episode of Sweat and Base.